There is no investigation. This boy has...
There is not, really? It is to me.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I had to put her on the side and worry about
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
There is no investigation. This boy
There
has...
is not, really? It is to me. Right. Idiot.
I done my best. It's hard, you know. That's real tough.
but I had to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
Live from the NBD Production Studios, you're in the lab with your host, Joshua Diaz.
There is no investigation. This boy
There
has...
is not, really? It is to me.
But I had to put her on the side and worry about the boys. But I had to.
There is no investigation.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I had to put her. But I had to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
Welcome to the lab. It's really the lab after dark. It's well past dark and not a usual time that I stream, but hey, you got to get it in where you can fit it in, right? And so that's what we're doing. How is everybody today, tonight, this evening? Good to see you. Good to be here. Absolutely delighted to be here to talk to you guys. What a weird turn of events. I know that my audience has been following the Vicky White situation, and you'll get my thoughts on it. And I have many. It's a sad story. I mean, it's just awful. I have just a lot of feelings about it. And like everybody else, I kind of go back and forth, like, well, you know, this happened, but you know, she did this and he did that. And then, you know, blah, blah, blah. And it's just, what a terrible turn of events today. And so anyway, with that being said, I'd like to welcome you into the lab. Please hit the like button on your way in, share, subscribe. I appreciate it. I saw somebody had already done a super sticker or a super chat, and I don't know who it is. It was here before I got here. And I wish I could tell that person thank you. But I don't know who it is. So that happens. Yeah, you know, I'm a big proponent of people not trusting people. Like, when I say that, I don't mean, you know, like the trustworthy people in your life, such as, well, look, anybody in your life can betray you and want the worst for you. And that happens quite often. It just does in life. And so you never really actually know who to trust. But obviously there are warnings. Felons usually have a bit of a trustworthy or a lack of trustworthiness about them. I mean, it just is what it is, right? It is one of those things where people like this man, this 6'9", 330-pound behemoth scumbag extraordinaire, make no mistake about it, that's what he is. He is a terrible human, and I'll explain to you the reasons why he doesn't care that this ended the way that it did. The reason he doesn't care that she's now deceased, and maybe in some weird way, he may have cared for her, some odd way. I don't see how. I mean, he's 18 years her junior, and I don't know. I really, I'm trying to. There's a woman dead tonight after a week and a half manhunt, and that isn't disputed. The tragic ending is not disputed. This man absolutely is a career criminal. He is violent. He is manipulative. He is everything that you should watch out for in your life. Always. You have to. Because men like that have nothing to lose. I've seen it happen. I know people that it has happened to. Oh, I just met this man in prison. He's just a beautiful soul. I mean, unless he's in there for funneling money to puppies that need care away from a Fortune 500 company, and he gets in trouble for that, you might want to pump your brakes a little bit. I'm not saying that everybody in prison is a terrible person, but they're there usually for a reason. And the reason is, and Lori, we will cover this. And the reason is, folks, because they have a past. They're not just there for the fun of it. They're just not. And if you look back at Vicky's past, she had a husband that she divorced from, but she was still helping take care of him. He had dementia and he passed away, I believe, earlier this year. And what do you know? She's all alone in the world when it comes to having somebody to care about. No doubt that they got to know each other over time. There are records of her having phone calls with him, giving him special attention that the other inmates were like, what is that about? And frankly, what he did was he picked an easy target. Somebody he thought he could manipulate that had everything in the world to lose. And yet she probably already felt like she had lost everything. Her life has become mundane. This is just my theory. And she's lonely. She doesn't have the same interactions with people that we do. By the way, working at a jail or a prison and transporting prisoners back and forth every day is not an easy job. It's not an easy job. So so what she ends up doing is getting to know these people on a personal level. She forms relationships with these people and probably shares some of her life. I mean, inmates and correctional officers are very close, like proximity. They spend a lot of time together. They get to know each other very well. Obviously, she was going through a tough time. Now, we can say whatever we want about her. You can say she broke the law. Absolutely, she did. She was going to be in trouble. Yes, she was. Did she deserve to be in trouble? Yes, she did. But it's hard to mistake the fact that he preyed on this vulnerable human. And it's not because she's a woman. It's because she was in a vulnerable position as a person. I've been in vulnerable positions. You've been in vulnerable positions. And at any given time, anybody can get over on us if they catch us at the right time. If they catch us at the right time, we are all vulnerable humans. I heard about this movie for the first time. So is lust and love, but good point, and we will get to that. Now, you don't have to be a brilliant human to manipulate somebody. It kind of comes natural to some. There's a lot of dumb scumbags in the world that prey on women constantly, and there are women that prey on men. Unfortunately, it's lopsided for sure. It's absolutely lopsided that it is the men win the manipulation. And I did such like babies. I've never seen more. What was this guy, 38 years old? I mean, he sounds like first of all, he admitted to murdering somebody, and we'll go over the list of his charges. With all her training in 15 to 17 years, she knew better. Sorry for her demise, but we all make choices. 949 Sherry, we all make choices, but we don't all have the same background. We don't all have what happens to us affect our lives. You can have all the training in the world. We all know better. People say that all the time. You know better. You know better. That to me is just a way to wag your finger at somebody. Just to wag your finger at somebody and say, well, you knew better. Well, most of the time, all the things that we do in life that usually come back to bite us are because we made the wrong choice, even though we knew better. I shouldn't go back to him, but I love him. I know better, but I'm going to do it anyway because my human urge does not understand you're wagging the finger at me and saying you know better. So give her a pass. She put the public in danger, so let him out to hurt others. That is an extreme jump from having grace for somebody and having just flat out not trying to understand the situation at all. What she did was wrong. I'm sure she knew better. Obviously, it's illegal. So that's what she does. But whatever happens we're just supposed to chalk it up to she knew better. We all know better. You're not supposed to eat McDonald's every day of your life because you'll probably have a heart attack at 40. People do it anyway. And she's dead. There is a difference between giving somebody a pass and trying to empathize. There's nobody in here that's going to dispute you saying that she put the public in danger and that she knows better. She absolutely did know better. She knew what she was doing was wrong and she did it anyway. And that should tell you something more about her life and what has happened in her life. Not everybody's as smart as you. You got to remember that. Not everybody is as emotionally stable as you. Not everybody is as smart as you. I'm not giving Vicky a pass. There's no passes to be handed out here. That's not what this is. That's not what we're doing here. What we're doing here is, coupled with her bad decision making, bad choice in men, bad everything. And once again, I will say this, that it was absolutely terrible what happened. Absolutely terrible what happened. What she did, she should pay for. But here's the difference between the two people. Okay. This man serving 75 years in prison for a slew of crimes. She has everything to lose, and he has his freedom to gain. The end for her is much different than the end for him. The end for him is the same. If he gets caught, he goes back. They just watch him a little closer now. But by the way, he's already tried to escape before. So he preys on this lady's vulnerability, loony as it may be. Not everybody's perfect, and not everybody thinks the same way that you do. And that's for sure. You can take that one to the bank. Just because you see something clearly doesn't mean somebody else is going to see it as clearly as you do. Just because something makes sense to you doesn't mean it makes sense to them. I mean, there's just no way. There's no other way to explain it. There's no other way to explain it. The fact of the matter is this cost this lady her life. And people make choices all the time that cost them their lives. That doesn't mean that you go, well, you know what? She knew better. I guarantee if it was your sister, your daughter, your cousin, you may think about it a little different. But because she's just some complete stranger, you see a picture of her on the TV, you go, oh, well, you know what? She got what she had coming. I don't see it that way. I don't see it that way, but I also see it the way that other people see it when they say, well, you know what? She shouldn't have done that. And I agree. That's not up for debate. What she did was completely reckless, careless. This man said that he was sentenced to 75 years, that he was going to go and kill somebody if he ever got out. She knew that he said that, and she still helped him escape. Kimberly, thank you so much for that. Rather than face her mama and coworkers, she opted out. Yeah. it's not, it's not just a case for compassion. I definitely understand why people would feel the way that they do. It makes sense. Most people are smarter than that. Most people, we're sitting here talking about this going, why would somebody ever do that? And I'm like, I'm with you. All right. I'm with you on that. Why? Why would you do this? But she's not the first, and she's not going to be the last. And she had things that she needed to pay for, crimes that she had committed, putting the public in danger. There's no doubt that she did. I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that. And the fact of the matter is, as well, when you think about him, you go, what is this guy capable of? Well, obviously, he's capable of a whole lot. And no, I heard the sheriff say that it is not a foregone conclusion that she killed herself. He very well may have. Look, there could have been a suicide. Sorry, I don't want to say that, but a pact to end in their lives. He could have killed her and said she just shot herself. I don't know. We don't know yet. We don't know. But it isn't. It's not a foregone conclusion that that's what happened. Yeah, and he was yelling. What was he yelling? My wife shot herself? Sounds like what yeah, let's just take his word for it. Did anybody see it? They say that there's eyewitnesses, but we don't know that yet. We don't really know that. What do we got here? She was just a coward and didn't want to be taken alive. Well, if she was a coward, she was many other things. Probably mentally ill, scared, manipulated. Sure, you can put coward on that list. I got no problem there. Whatever you want, but I'm telling you that not everybody is as smart as you. You have to understand that. Please. Think about it that way. Does it make sense to you? No. Lulu, your chat, I mean your sticker is like all up in it's Mental Health Awareness Month, but I feel like every month should be focused on more guidance and awareness on one's mental health of all ages. Too many of us are either suffering silently or crying out for help. Agreed. Agreed. 949 Sherry, look, I'm not telling you how to feel, and I have respect for you as well. I understand how you feel. I get it. I'm not telling you how to feel. I'm just making the case from my point of view. That's it. That's it. You're not wrong. I'm not wrong. These are just opinions. That's it. Nothing more. She, I'm sure, had mental health issues, obviously. I mean, I would think so. I'm mentally ill. I take my meds, though, and go to my doctor regularly. Well, absolutely. That's what you should do. Sadly, we will never know where her head was now. Well, I mean, I can give it a go for you. She was smitten. She was in love. She was making mistakes left and right for months up until when she passed, up until today. What she was doing was ridiculous. I mean, the fact that she thought that she could get away with it is even more ridiculous. Just, even more ridiculous. She threw her entire. It's the first time I even heard about this case was when and I said that lady literally just threw her entire life away, and I'm not sure they make out of this alive. I thought, but see, that's the thing. He's been to prison before. He knows what it's like. She does too, but just on the other side. I mean, she was in big trouble. I mean, I don't know, but that kind of manhunt, I don't know, man, that's probably a 10-year sentence. And she's, what, in her 50s, mid 50s. So she was 18 years older than that man. Gwen, that is entirely possible too. It seemed like she was ready to just go all in on this situation by selling her house for far under market value, 90 grand deposited into her bank. I don't know if she had that cash on her or not, but that is an insane amount of money to carry. And the only thing that she was focused on that would seem to be getting her from one day to the next was him. The craziest part about it is how she even did it. She told, this is what I don't get. And she tells the jail that he's got to go for a psych evaluation and that she's going to transport him to go get that psych evaluation. But it's against protocol for her to go alone, and yet it happened anyway. Nobody stepped in. Maybe it's because she was the boss and had been there for so long, but first and foremost, that's not appropriate for a man and a woman to, especially when she's the correctional officer and he's the inmate, and not just any inmate. I mean, he's an accused murderer, robber. He's done so many things in his life. He can't be trusted. And they did it anyway. And nobody questions why she was driving close to the sheriff's office in Evansville. No, he never even had an appointment. He never had an appointment. I heard that too. But I mean, to be honest, it seems, unless something else comes out, it seems like she had a really good reputation as a prison guard. But she should have never been allowed. You're right. She should have, that should have never been allowed. Seems like someone would have picked up on the intimate relationship prior. Well, they did. There were people in jail that even were sour about the special treatment that she was giving him. It's just, so you take a look at this guy, this criminal who has spent a life and will spend a lifetime behind bars. He knows her story. He knows that she's vulnerable. He picks up that she's into him. God, I don't know how. So it baffles me just as well as it baffles you. And I can understand people being going, oh, that's so stupid. She's so stupid. She got what she deserved. I don't feel that way, but I'm not going to tell you how to feel. That's not what I'm here for. I can understand that thought, that point of view. Yeah, but to go from like giving him a little bit of extra commissary or little extra yard time, I don't know, taking him on field trips, that's a far stretch from taking off on the run with him. Now, just the inappropriate favoritism should be enough to shut that down. But she was also talking to him on the phone. I mean, he was transferred. Excuse me. I was thinking of transportation, but he was transferred back and forth a few different times. She had talked to him on the phone. She never visited him, but she would make phone calls to him. I don't see all those calls are recorded. I don't understand. And I'm sure soon we'll hear a lot of those conversations coming out too. I'm sure that the records will come out and you're going to hear these conversations. They obviously talked about this. It was planned. She was probably, well, she had to be. She was the one on the outside. He got her to do all the dirty work. And now her reputation and life is gone, and nobody really thinks much different of him. He's already a scumbag, 2-time loser, 3-time loser, 75 years. I mean, yeah, sure, he could get out when he's 141, but he's not going to. He's not going to. And now basically it's just him left there, going back to the same place he started, where he's going to get 3 meals a day and a place to sleep, all while this lady who made a horrific decision, he got what he wanted. Hey, Josh, listen to your channel a lot, not a sub, but why wouldn't you just sub? It's free. You could sub. Well, at least hit the like button. I would appreciate that. He had everything to gain and she had everything to lose. And not only did he have everything to gain, she ended up absolutely losing everything. Everything. Her whole life, her reputation, everything is gone and tainted forever. Not saying that she's an angel or a saint, but she seemed to be somewhat of a productive member of society, and he was the complete opposite. The complete opposite. Staying in the same county for 6 days, they were asking to be caught. Sometimes when that happens, though, I mean, there's checkpoints there. Sometimes it's just really running on a nationwide manhunt. A week and a half is a long time. Thank you. She was 5'6", he was 6'9". Yep, absolutely. 300 plus in here, hit the like. Please do. I mean, it really does help a lot. I have a friend whose brother-in-law robbed an armored truck that he guarded. Life on the run for high-profile crimes isn't easy. He ended up turning himself in. Yeah, absolutely. When my dad committed his crime, he was on the run for like 3 days. It wasn't a nationwide manhunt, but I mean, everybody in California was looking for him. And I don't think he didn't make it out of the town. So he had to hold up, in I believe it was a hotel under somebody else's name. And that's just kind of standard. I mean, you just don't get, far. Frank says, I do not think they had any plan sitting in the same area for 6 days. Yes, they were in the same area for 6 days, which sucks. I mean, because they're like when I mean it sucks is that like you got people, 1,000 miles away. They could be anywhere. They could be anywhere. That's what they say. They could be anywhere. Late night with the lab. I think we call it Lab After Dark. I'm not sure what we call it. But no, your plan goes out the window. There is no good plan for this kind of escape. It was only a matter of time. It blew up, and their faces were absolutely everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. They weren't going to make it far. And they didn't. The thing about this lady, and I understand once again, if you don't agree, I don't know what she was thinking. It makes no sense. She probably did love him. She was probably lonely. She's probably a lot of things. And unfortunately, she ran into one guy who saw it, who manipulated the situation. And she got hit, and he got her to go along with the unthinkable. He did not care. If he cared for her, he wouldn't have done that. He just wouldn't have. If he cared anything for her, what does it say here? Laura says, thank you for talking about this one, Josh. I'm heartbroken, and you've been, sorry. It's hard for me to say because I don't even want to explain StreamYard to you. Member for 6 months, Lori. Thank you so much, and I appreciate that. We don't know if she shot herself. It's possible. I don't know. I don't exactly know. The sheriff, I saw Brian Enton tweet that the sheriff said that they don't actually know if that's what happened. It's possible. God, her poor mother, what a terrible thing to happen. That's Annabella, that is a good point too, because can you imagine the shame now her mother is going to feel and the heartbreak? Throw stones at her all you want. That man is a predator. He is a career criminal and predator. And what they do is they prey on weak and vulnerable people. And believe it or not, this lady obviously had some chinks in her armor when it comes to what happened. You're right. She should have never done it. But he didn't give one damn about her because he wouldn't have let her throw her life away. They could have continued their flirty bull crap until she got in trouble or maybe nobody ever would have noticed. But he decided that it would be in their best interest because he apparently referred to it as his wife, which it's not his wife, by the way. Not that I know of. I don't believe that they were married, but there's no way that you can tell me that this man does that and cares for her because what he asked her to do was throw her whole life away. And we don't know. Maybe she was willing to do that on her own anyway and just saw a sliver of maybe I can have some happiness here for even just a little bit. I love him. Well, he didn't love you. And look how it ended in the worst possible way it could. She's dead. He's going back to jail all the same. He was already going to spend his life in jail anyway. It was a week and a half vacation. He had a good time, blah, blah, blah. He didn't care about her. And for that matter of fact, it sucks because it sounds like she didn't care about herself anymore. Absolutely, he could have, Mimi. This man could have cared for her in jail and married her and had visitations if she quit her job, possibly. She absolutely could have. But she didn't. She didn't because that wasn't good enough for him. He wasn't happy enough for that. He wanted out. And what did he want out for? Well, other than freedom, it sounded like he wanted to go kill somebody again. Tina Marie says, I could see how she might have grown close to him with the year of difficulty in taking care of her sick husband. Then after he died, does anyone know how long ago her husband died? That would be January, I believe. He's 38 years old. She was 58. So 18 years. No, that's 20 years. She was 18 years older than him. So she had to be close to 60, right? I don't know. That would make him 38. There is no way she could have believed it would all pan out. Rhonda, I can see how you would think that because that's how I feel about it. But who knows? So 56. There you go. That makes it better. The fact that he's 38, I mean, he's the most shot out 38-year-old I've ever seen. I thought that guy was literally like 55 at least. Wow. We still don't know if she's the one. But he was talking about killing somebody. I know that. That was kind of his thing. The parole. First of all, 75 years in prison at 38. I mean, you do the math. He was never getting out. He was never going to get out, which was fine. He didn't deserve to get out. Jen Hoffa says, look at all the catfish stories. People believe what they want to believe. People are lonely. People are vulnerable. people get taken advantage of. And as much as I want to say that she definitely had a part in this, and I'm sure she was smarter than what she was acting like, although it's hard to justify that by this story. It's just a terrible thing that happened. That's it. I mean, that's the long and short of it. By two people who are on different paths in life who ended up meeting up, and I know, and some of the email that I'll get or the comments that are left, which is totally fine. I'm not telling you how to feel, but I know what's going to happen, and people will like, oh, you're being too nice, or you're justifying what she did. I'm not justifying anything. All I'm doing is trying to understand what she was going through, because it sounds as though she was miserable. And it sucks that there are people out there that pray. This is, to me, they're going to just overlook him. It's all about her now. She's the one, she's the correctional officer with, I don't know, years, almost 2 decades on the job. Everything that she had is gone. It's ruined. It's done. Her life her life and her legacy will be defined by this, and nobody's going to think anything different of old man boobs. I know you guys saw that. I know you guys saw that photo. He looked like a melted candle. It's disgusting. I'm not body shaming either. He's just a scumbag with his nasty tattoos and just bleh. Oh, she wasn't going to escape any accountability. I mean, she was headed for the pokey, and I mean, you know, God bless her. That's what she did, was extremely reckless. No, you're right. I never will understand it, but to just, you know, for me, I just, eh. Pink Phoenix, thank you so much. Oh, I know that's what she felt. Yeah, she obviously didn't care about her life. He didn't care about her life either. That's the problem. But you also understand that this crime that happened doesn't happen without both of them. But he's a criminal, so we just go, well, you know, she should have known better. It's a criminal for a reason, and a lot of people get taken advantage of. And I can't express to you enough that this is what happened. This is what happened. He took advantage of this lady, and he didn't care whose life he had to ruin to get to where he wanted to be. He found her. She took the bait, hook, line, and sinker. Boom. The Lab, have you ever been in love or thought you were in love? Sometimes you do crazy things. I don't think love makes you do crazy things, or it shouldn't. I think love makes you do caring things. I think love gives you compassion. If he loved her, then he wouldn't have done it. You can't hide behind the love will make you do crazy things. It should be kind and patient and understanding. But I get it. I get it. She probably was in love with him, but he was not in love with her. Yes, several. People act crazy because of their emotions, and love is one of those emotions. But people use that to justify. You can use love to justify anything. I loved her so much. I didn't want anybody else to have her. My father said that about my mother, that he said, I love her so much. No, I didn't want anybody else to have her. That's not love. What this man did was not love. Desperation makes you do crazy things. People can make you do crazy things. Your feelings for somebody definitely can make you do crazy things. But love, I just don't see that being the case here. But I do understand what you're saying. Her emotions were manipulated. Her feelings were twisted. And he knew exactly what he was doing and who he was doing it to. And friends, I'm telling you, they're out there. Everywhere. People in my own family have been duped. And I know you folks also have similar stories. It unfortunately happens. The predators are everywhere, preying on the weak, and they are attracted to them. Do you think for 1 second that he didn't go, bingo, I see one here, I got a shot? I mean, she's culpable in all of this and should have never let it happen. But that doesn't change anything. I can guarantee you that that had something to do with it. Maybe she was just tired of being alone and didn't give a crap. Who doesn't get alone? You can ask people what their biggest fear is. Their biggest fear. And a lot of people will say public speaking. I believe public speaking is like the number one, and then death is there. But in that top 5, what you're going to hear is dying alone. It's a fear that a lot of people have. Being alone and dying alone. I can't tell you, there are people, and I'm guessing that not a lot of people here, but that go into the hospital and probably don't get any visitors. I couldn't imagine being one of those people in the hospital and just not having my room packed with people who care about me. There are some people that don't have that. Jenny Penny says everyone dies alone, literally. Yes, the dying part you do alone, but the getting up to that point, you don't have to. Wouldn't it be nice to have somebody by your side as you take your last breath, as you look at somebody, or would you just like to stare up at the ceiling? Not me. I wouldn't want to die alone. I'd want somebody to hold my hand until I went over. That's just, I mean, it's a major fear. I know. I understand that too. We're really getting into semantics now, but being alone at the time of your passing is really what I'm saying. Don't get all Rain Man on me here, folks, and literally me out of commission. Please. My husband waited for me before he passed, and I was there holding his hand. Absolutely. One of the most heartbreaking parts of COVID was all these people dying alone at hospitals and nursing homes without being able to see their families before while they were passing away. I agree with that 100%. Absolutely. It's terrible. Oh. Death is nothing to fear. We all go to the light. I think there's something, I mean, I think it's pretty normal to be scared of the unknown. That is a discussion for a different day. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I hope that you have that in your last days on this earth, Josh, someone by your side. I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. I could get hit by a car and be alone, and I guess I would never know. It's like one of those things where you say, well, do you want to be cremated or buried? And I don't know, surprise me. Just surprise me. But death is a no. It's everything leading up to it as is a no. Well, yeah, if you're stopping right at death, but if you're not stopping right at death, then no. If you believe in life after death, which most people I would think do, then you're working on faith. Then she got what she wanted, if that was her biggest fear. And it sounds like her fear was, you know, yeah, I guess. Josh, you're always loved. Your birth angels never leave your side. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all are making me want to call my parents right now and remind them how much I love them. It's almost 2 a.m., mind you. Don't do that. Wait till the morning. Wait till the morning. This makes me sad for her. It makes me sad for her too. Facing up to her mistakes. I watch near-death experiences on YouTube and strongly believe in God and heaven. Have a good night. Thank you for being here. Yeah, man, it's the human condition. What this lady was going through was something that I'll probably and hopefully that any of us will never have to understand. I mean, this was about as extreme of a manipulation as you can get. I mean, there are obviously spectrums. We obviously have spectrums of that. I mean, you can manipulate on 100 different levels. People do it. But he wanted her to go all in and just have at it. That is really a selfish act. I do not want to be alone, so I'm going to help this murderer break out of prison because I am alone. Frank, I don't think that she quite boiled it down the way that you did, especially after the fact. But yeah, I'm not even saying that that's what she was wanting. She got caught and maybe she wanted to die. Maybe he killed her. We still don't know, but I don't think that she actually boiled it down in those not so uncertain terms. I don't know if that was the exact thought process that was going through her mind, but yeah, sure. What she did was a terrible thing. And yeah, selfish. A lot of people are, most people are selfish. Welcome to the world. What did I do? What broke your heart? I'm sorry. We're talking about this. I'm sorry. I love you too. Please don't. Don't let it break. I mean, it's hard. I mean, I get it. It sucks. Yeah, maybe. There's probably an element of that. What was the reason for him to shoot her? I don't know. Violent criminal? Maybe liked killing people. Seemed to have done it before. She truly committed suicide. How can we not believe she was in severe? Yeah, I agree with that. Vicky was dead the minute she walked the prisoner out the door. I somewhat agree with that. Dr. Latina says, facing my loneliness is very difficult, but each day I try to formulate my loneliness into solitude, and I remind myself, mejor solita que mal acompañada. That was pretty close. I don't read Spanish that well. I speak it better than I can read it. For whatever reason, she did what she did. If she was the one that took her life, my guess is couldn't face everyone and go to prison. Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of shame there. I think he shot her because he thought she was going to talk. I mean, there's nothing really to tell. It's already kind of told, right? I mean, the story's out there. People got it. Mm. Man. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure, you know? It's just such a weird story. Just a lot of weird stories out there. You just add this one to the bunch. Just add this one to the bunch. Josh Hart is so kind. You are present, empathetic, and that is a beautiful thing. I love how you do unwavering, unapologetic about being who you are. I appreciate you. This is tragic. I thank you for being here. I understand. Totally understand. It is tragic. Do you think it was planned? What if it was spur of the moment thing when he was being transported and he convinced her? I think it was planned. I really do think it was planned. She was talking to dispatch and David. She was going to kill herself. Uh-oh. You are totally wrong, Josh. Thanks. I don't even know. I've said a lot of stuff here tonight. I'm sure I've gotten some stuff wrong. What did I get wrong? Yeah, he didn't have an appointment. That's for sure. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you stopping in. Shocking ending. Didn't see it coming. You know what? I kind of did. I kind of did see what was going on. I saw it coming. I don't know why. I mean, things like this don't. Yeah, the adult store visit. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was Plan B. I mean, she sold her house for under market value, and then what? And then she bought a car and then parked it in a parking lot. You know, so on and so forth. Thank you, Beth. That's very nice of you to say. Man or woman, whoever you're with, man or woman. I appreciate that. It's very nice. Yeah, she died from a gunshot wound. I don't know what you're talking about. What did I speculate on? This whole thing is my opinion and speculation. I'm not really sure what you mean. But what is I don't know what you're talking about. Please be specific when you go at me, which is fine. It is my opinion. Most everything that I said here tonight is my opinion. Yes, let me speculate. I got a show to run. Come on now. I really thought that they would have ended up over here, either Washington State or Ohio. Killers always run here to hide, many times to start over. Yeah, that happens too. Absolutely. She puts the profit from her house into multiple banks because if you take out more, it gets reported. Correct. Absolutely. Possibly so scared of the consequences and can't stay on the run forever. Some people are going to and have tonight called her a coward. I'm not going to fight with you on that. Absolutely not going to. I just choose to think a little. I don't know. Yeah, she did. She bought clothing and went to a naughty store. It's terrible. Sick. I don't even want to think about that. I don't. Terrible plan. Well, yeah, there's not going to be any good planning. I don't think. We all knew this wouldn't end good. I'm glad no one else was injured or killed. Just her. And he goes back to prison and gets to, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Taco Tuesday. I'm sure he'll get to. Bet she's enjoying that brand new life given to her by the FBI, aka witness protection. Go smoke another one, brother. Light it up. Whoop whoop. Why would she be in the witness protection program? Exactly. You missed the whole show, my friend. You're coming out of a haze. Whether it was a good or bad decision, right or wrong, I think Josh is interested in gaining some sort of understanding for the reasoning behind it. Regardless, it's just interesting. I don't know. I'm interested in stuff that like I would never fathom doing, like um, like going to space, like going into outer space. Like it fascinates me. I don't ever want to do it. I don't know why anybody would become an astronaut. Who wakes up one day and is like, I want to be stuck in a tube in the atmosphere. I think that's a weird thing to do. So I'm kind of fascinated by people that do that kind of stuff. Yes, they spray painted the car. I've spray painted stuff before. It gives you like the worst headache. Casey killed a woman in cold blood, stabbed that poor lady so many times, and I just can't shake that or empathize with someone who would do that or with someone that would help him. You got it. You got it. It's hard to understand. Yeah. Apparently, they said that he was possibly, what was it? He was possibly doing, or that she may have had a wheelchair to wheel him around in. Where did that? Oh, whatever. Just gone. I wonder if he's still in a holding cell instead of his regular room. I heard that he was in a cell, like chained up. Usually they take the stuff off you, but I think they got him wrapped pretty tight with this 6'9" weird. I can't fathom going to jail. I understand that. I know. Just being locked in there. Too soon. What'd you say? Probably whatever. If you have to ask, it is too soon, no doubt. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't good enough for him. And Lex said, incredibly sad story. If he was smart, which he's not, he could have kept his love gig in prison. Mimi said that earlier, and she would have been feeding him good in there. She would have taken care of him probably the rest of his life, or unless the rest of her life, since she was like 20 years older than him. Yeah, they should duct tape his mouth. I know. I really like. I hope I hope somebody just at least hit him with the billy club in one of his long legs just once. I mean, he deserves much more than that. I mean, but what I'm telling you is that's what's really frustrating about this whole thing is that that's what is so crazy about this case is that nothing for him has changed. Nothing has changed. He's back in the same spot where he started and where he rightfully would be. What did the guy do before? Prison. Well, he admitted to killing somebody, robbery, battery. I mean, he got a 10-year bid where he only did a little bit of time, and then yeah, he's done a lot. I mean, he's just a really terrible person. Have a good night. Just a really, really terrible person. You can buy a certificate to marry someone for $25. Yeah, that's true. She was gonna be giving an award next week for some kind of service like Employee of the Year. That's crazy. All right, let's hear Allison's opinion here. My opinion only, she was getting attention from a younger man and it might have made her feel good. Absolutely. I respect your opinion. Don't sound so nice, this guy. Dude, not everybody lives that, Bob Marley life. You just keep doing you, brother. Peace and love. Peace and love. I feel bad for her friends and family. Imagine the anger and hurt that your loved one did something so stupid and died for no good reason. Not only no good reason, but a no good human. That's pretty much what I take out of this. I'm more on him than her. That's just me. They're both culpable. They both did a terrible thing. It shouldn't have happened. I'm with you on it. It shouldn't have, but it did. And he is the instigator. He's the instigator. Is Dr. Latina going tonight? Good to see you, Dr. Latina. Have a good night. Thank you for everything. She's great. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just really, it's very, I don't know. I just have a thing with predatory prisoners. Like, she should have known better. I know that. She probably did know better. And it was the worst decision I would imagine that she's ever made. And it cost her life. Cost her everything. Cost her reputation. I feel so bad for her mom. Imagine having to look at the news. I mean, it'll die down in the news and people will stop talking about it eventually. But people will always refer back to this. If something like this ever happens, remember that? Remember this? Remember when this happened? Yeah, I really do. I wanted him to get brutalized by the police. I think that would have been awesome. Yeah, that's another thing. Good point. There will be changes made, I'm sure. Yep. No matter what, it's always going to be your daughter. It's terrible. That's right. I know. I feel she was a victim. I feel she was the victim in that situation, but she did. Thank you. So nice of you. 100%. Put herself in a terrible situation, an impossible situation. I know, I'm sure. I think that she was preyed upon. I know she's not the first one that broke prisoners out of jail. There was 3 other. Yeah, I know. I know. It's hard for me to understand an officer working in this prison for as long as she did. She'd know that these convicts are pure selfish. I agree. That is another. She sees these people. Is it that she sees them and starts to empathize with them, or is it that she sees? Is it just him? Is he the only one? That's the crazy one. That's the crazy question. She's around these people all the time. I agree, Josh. Manipulation by a narcissistic man. Dude, yes. Hey, I don't know. I've just seen it. I've too often I've seen stuff like this, and everybody, and you get reactions from, people differently. They're like, um, well, she's stupid. And then, you just kind of chalk it up to she's stupid. I'm like, I guess, yeah. You could say that. You could say that. Probably not. Oh, yes, there were a lot of things that were happening in her life, and she probably was just gutted. I don't know. I always found that odd. But like, I don't know if you'd have enough correctional officers. I mean, are you going to stop men from working in a women's prison? I mean, the idea would be, yeah, you would hope that that could happen, but I just don't think that, like, yeah, that was the same guy that she fired. So I don't really, yeah. I just don't know if you would have enough. I don't know. I do wonder that myself. She wasn't thinking logical, so none of these applied what she was doing at the time. I agree with that. Prison changes are the only good thing that came out of this. I know. Maybe I'm just I don't know, man. I've really, this guy is just filth. He's trash. The trash human. Kind of pisses me off. Like, just master manipulator. Yeah, I remember hearing about that a while ago. Yeah. Wait, where were we? I think women should work with women, men should work with men, but yeah. I don't know. Yeah, the idea is novel, but he did a good job of grooming her. Yeah, I agree. Definitely. How many years was it? 15 to 17? It was, I don't know, something like that. The sheriff said he's going to be shackled at all times in his cell. And he should miss Taco Tuesday and Friday night movie night because they do that kind of stupid stuff. He should just have to sit there forever, just tied up like the animal that he is. I mean, he is an absolute scumbag human being, and he's going to get a pass by the public because they didn't expect anything of him anyway. And she's the one that's going to take all the trashing. And I hate that. That bothers me. And it's no skin off his back. It's no skin off his back. This is what he does. This is what he does. I mean, he's a con artist. Everybody expects him to do bad things. So nobody's going to, well, yeah. I wouldn't argue with that. I'm not saying she's what she did. I'm not saying she was some stand-up person. This country is full of scumbags just like him. Prisons are full of them. Yep. Yep. He is the one. I'm telling you guys, tomorrow, because all this happened. There's just going to be so much more tomorrow, and it'll be in the news cycle for the rest of the week. It's going to be all about her. It's going to be all about her, and she was such a normal person. Nobody could ever fathom that she did this. Meanwhile, this 6'9" goon is chilling in his jail cell going, man, that almost worked. I almost worked, dude. I almost got away. We almost got away with it. Almost got away with it. That's what he's thinking. I agree. I know. Nobody's surprised by, his behavior. It's not normal for helping someone out of prison that was a dangerous POS. No, it's not normal at all. I don't know. That son of a gun, see something, say something. Let's see if he did. No, he ain't going nowhere. All the rest of his life is dedicated to trying to break out. I think he's kind of used up all of his coins there. Yeah. Those are the kind of questions that would have been interesting to hear her answer or her justification. But anything that she said wouldn't have been rational, and any kind of explanation that she would have tried to give would have made zero sense to normal folks. That's right, Frank. He used his get out of free jail card. I think it's get out of jail free card, Frank. But I got your back. Beep. Beep. Send it through again, Frank. I'll put it up. Come on, Frank, fast. Put it up. Frank. Come on, Frank. Come on. We're going to make this. It's going to be perfect when you do it. Nope. Come on, Frank. Redo it. Come on, Frank. I'm going to put it up, and then we're going to act like it never happened. I'm waiting on you, Frank. Come on. Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank. Come on, Frank. I know it's in you, brother. Frank? He got his get out of jail free card. That's right, Frank. He had his chance, and it cost the lady his life. Moving on. Good job, Frank. Thank you, Frank. Josh is not defending her. We all want answers and would like to understand it more. Absolutely. You bet. That is all it is. Frank came through. The first one didn't even happen. We could just wipe that off we just take that one off the books. Bam. See, we can correct our mistakes. It's not that hard. Frank did it. To be fair, let's see here. To be fair, they only knew each other a very short time before he was moved. She kept phoning him. I wouldn't be surprised. It's actually her plan. I do feel sad for him. Yeah, it could definitely be her plan. That's true. And then he'd be like, yeah, sure, let's try it. That was a lot of pressure. I didn't mean to put all that pressure on you, buddy. Yeah. Yes, please hit that like button. It's always appreciated. Thank you. I can be funny sometimes. I've heard that. I heard that they were in contact with Ryan for 2 years. It's all going to come out, people. It's all going to come out. Wait, is it Gen F has been a member for 3 months? I'm calling StreamYard tomorrow. They should be putting that up. The community of women who partake in in starring relationships with men in prison, let this be an example of what could happen to you. Yeah, be careful. Please. Please. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whose plan it was. It was a crappy one though, and I don't know. Did they? Because I mean, that's not the case, and at least in my opinion. At least in my opinion. I don't. Frank is Clutch City. And he lacks empathy. But we already knew all that, didn't we? It's so funny. Oh, I watched this all play out live earlier today, and it was said that this at the scene that she told Ellie that she was going to shoot herself and had her finger on the trigger. I mean, it sounds like that's what happened, but it sounds like, how long was he in prison before this happened? Ever? Eva? You take the off of it. Eva? Guy was in Eva? Yes, thank you, mods, for being the best. We do have mods. Such a late stream. I usually don't do late streams like this, but I had a lot of feelings about this, and talking about it is kind of, I kind of weave through the whateverness of what's going on, but you know. Last name's White. Did he want to say they were married to make her feel more in love with him by using this tactic? Could be a way to manipulate someone's emotions. I mean, it is weird, right? White's a common last name. Yeah, I don't know why he claimed that they were married. Who knows? Someone suggested that he may have told her he would shoot himself after. Yeah, I could see that happening. Absolutely. YouTubians need more, Josh. Thank you. I appreciate that. It was very nice of you. YouTubians. I think that we did coin a phrase. We are YouTubians.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. No, Will Robinson. Danger.
That's right. Danger, Will Robinson. Well, it's over. Well, you're right. That's true. Yeah, Zane, that's very generous, and thank you so much for that. Guys' arms are longer than females. Yeah, I mean, most of the time. Most of the time. I don't know. What are we talking about here? I'm confused. There should be better psych evaluation for guards and correctional officers to see who is susceptible to suggestion, such as, if at all possible. All great. That is another great point. Absolutely a great point. Hey, guess what, guys? Tomorrow, the man, Chris McDonough, is going to be in the lab with us at 6:00 tomorrow. So 6:00 my time. And I'm West Coasting. All right. The man, the myth, he just hit 100,000 subscribers absolutely incredible. Matter of fact, next week I will be having a special tribute for the man. But he's going to be in the lab tomorrow, and we're going to pick his brain. Come to ask questions. It's going to be great. Yes, McFluff will be here tomorrow. Yes, he will. Very excited. Sorry. Well, when I say tomorrow, I mean today. I keep forgetting that we're past midnight. So Tuesday, sorry. He'll be on today. Let's put it that way. I mean, seriously, every chance. This is why, okay. There are these other channels and stuff, just people in general. I won't even specify. They have really stupid people that like chat or that don't pay attention or whatever. And then you come here and everybody's like sharp and smart, which is great. But on the other hand, it also allows for me to get it shoved up every chance. And you guys don't waste a chance to do it to me. And you don't. That's okay, though. That's okay, because I'm going to eventually get you back. That's the problem with having a smart audience, is that you're not going to be able to get. And everybody that comes in here is like, I can't believe she did that. She's so stupid. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, we know. Everybody's so smart. Everybody's so, except the ganja guy. Where'd the ganja guy go? I like him. He seems like a softballer. Hit me with a softball comment, ganja guy. There. Oh, there he is. See, is that a threat? No. I'm so glad you're still here, though. And the reason I'm glad you're here is because you're chill. All right. And people. Oh, yeah, that's just funny. Let's go, Brandon. I just caught up feeling lonely, lost. Yeah, it's not good. It's a terrible feeling. I'm always chill. I wonder what you do for a living. And I'm just curious. Sometimes I wonder, oh, what does this person do for a living? But with a name like Ganja Farmer, I have a pretty good idea of what you do. I mean, I don't know. Have Ganja Farmer, have you ever been here before? Yeah. Okay. 3D design. Good job. Have you been here? I don't know if I've ever seen you here before. I like you, though. Chris will talk about whatever we want Chris to talk about. He was just with a name like Ganja Farmer. And then he hits me with, I'm in 3D design, computer technology. I'll have something, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm going to have something, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. Camby, don't. What you doing, man? You sleeping on me? Me very tired. I've been working all day. I forgot, man. I see that. I love this channel. It's inviting at any hour. I think so. I like that. I haven't seen Ganja in here either. Ganja, are you new? Let us know if you're new. Let me see. Ganja's got to be new. I would have noticed the Ganja farmer in the chat at some point. I would have definitely noticed the Ganja farmer. I thought, not of YouTubers wasn't following this case like they have been doing all the summer coverage. Yeah, I have thoughts about that too. But I'll just leave that, You can't remember, man. Oh. Me got up too early. Me don't remember if me watched your show. Me gotta go do me plants. I feel like I've seen it. Hey, this is your show. We're all just chilling, right? Me got up too early. We love you, Josh. None of us are perfect. Some of us just forgot that. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Just the facts. Thank you for being here. Yeah, Ganja Farmer, I'm going to need to email you about some business to sit. No, I'm just kidding. You guys, thanks for being here. Live from the... that was the... Ganja's got me off my game. Live from the NBD Production Studios, you're in the lab with your host, Joshua Diaz. Yeah, I'm not Jamaican. Sorry.
But I have to put her on the side.
I'm gonna do what I gotta do for me and my boys and my kids.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
It's not related to this to me.
Thank you guys for being here. Tomorrow, in the lab, Chris McDonough joins me. Make sure to hit that notification.
I've done my best. It's hard, that's real tough.
But I have to put her
Walk the plank.
on
Whatever.
the side.
It's not something I normally do.
I'm gonna do.
I mean,
what
that
I gotta
wasn't-
do for me and my boys. And
Like, honestly, that wasn't that bad of a Jamaican accent. I mean, it wasn't great. I know it wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. Live from the NBD Production Studios, you're in the lab with your host, Joshua Diaz.
There is no investigation.
Don't say any F's and stuff.
But I have to put her. But I have to put her on the side and worry about the boys.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. No, Will Robinson. Danger.